Now, I didn't read this whole thing yet, nor do I really know what it's totally about, but if you guys remember, in probably one of my long bullshit videos, I was talking about welfare and such. And there are people on it who really need it, and there's people on it that are just abusing the system because they'd rather not work for a living, or they want to work for a living but yet have more money coming in, and so on, instead of working a little bit harder. Now, I also know that there isn't a whole lot of jobs out there, and a lot of people are not making the money they should be making because of companies are looking for a bigger profit margins. So, yeah, it's a kind of a snowball effect in the long run. However, there are a bunch of leeches out there. And I said, even if you are able to or not able to, regardless of what it is, if you're collecting some type of assistance, all right, money, food stamps, anything at all right, you should work it off. Now, I also said years and years ago, a friend of mine had gone to New Haven to what they called back there, I think they called it the welfare department, and it used to be on Bassett Street. And if you were to go there and ask for assistance, they would give you vouchers. A voucher for shopping, a voucher for rent, a voucher for this, which was basically like a check, but it was just like a receipt, a voucher that was written out. And in return, in order for you to get that every week, you would have to do some type of community service. Meaning, you go to the fire department for 2 hours a day for 3 days a week, for instance, and sweep the floor, empty the trash, wash the windows, you know, things that you don't need to be experienced to do. You know, nothing that's going to be, you know, belittling, you know, because everybody has to do trash and sweep floors and so on and so forth. And you really don't need a whole lot of experience to do those kind of functions. So you would do something like that. They're not going to let you clean fire trucks and go out and fight fires. The other was you go to the highway department or the public works department, and you would go there and again sweep the hallways, clean the floors, you know, empty the trash. They may have you, you know, fix a tire or something, you know, depending on your skill level. But you had to put in 2 hours a day, sometimes 3 days a week. And basically that was a way of you earning your weekly voucher. Then they would have to sign. So the supervisor at whatever place you had to work that day, parks department, you know, picking up stuff, the supervisor that was in charge of you that day or that work party would have to sign your day, your time. And at the end of the week, you would go back to Bassett Street, turn in your sheet, and they would give you your food vouchers, clothing vouchers, you know, things like that, and rent vouchers, whatever it was that they were going to be giving you. So, but you had to work for it. And not just sit home and do nothing. Or be working someplace else under the table while you're receiving all these other freebies. You know? Yeah. So what I see here, now I said this some time ago, what I see here is, I didn't read it all, but it looks like Trump is talking about putting these people to work. All right, you know, the healthy young food stamp recipients work requirements. So I don't know the whole thing. I didn't read it all. I may be speaking with forked tongue. I may be speaking with a paper butt. But at that point, I still think it's a good idea. They stopped it here because they were saying, well, you know, they're not making minimum wage. Time out. I don't want to hear minimum wage. You know, if you're getting even $800 a month and you have to work 9 hours a week, you're making more than people that are out there working their ass off, and more than some educated people that are out there holding professional positions. So, you know, that, oh, you're taking advantage. Nah, get off it. Get off it. Get your ass out, go to work. Plus, it gave them the opportunity of getting jobs. This guy that I knew, all right, I don't even know if he's still alive. It's been a long time. He was at the Public Works Department in New Haven. That was on Middletown Avenue at the time. And he was stationed basically to go there every morning for 3 days and work for 3 hours and get signed off. That was, he just went there automatically and did it. Well, everybody there got so used to him, and because he was a good worker and he was well kept, well mannered, good guy, fun to be around. Unfortunately, he ended up in a bad position, you know, and that's how he ended up where he was. And again, it was only temporary because he was still looking for work on the other 2 days. And next thing you know, they hired him. So now he ended up working, all right, you know, a regular, you know, 40 to 48 hour week at the Public Works Department, and, you know, paycheck, benefits, and everything. So it gave them also an opportunity of finding jobs, because if you're doing your job, you know, in due diligence, and you're doing what you got to do, right, you're noticed. And then, well, you know, we like to have him on our team, or we want him here every 3 days for 3 hours, you know, and then the next thing you know, you start becoming part of the team and you get hired on. You know, it's almost like the firemen, you know, or the police. You know, well, police is a little different, but with the fire department, for instance, you know how many people are here as volunteers? And then as soon as they start doing a hire, the volunteers are the first ones to get hired because they've had the experience and the training, because they volunteered their time, you know. And that's how it works. So, you know, I mean, there's some good in what it is. There's some truth in it. So, you know, make these people work. You know, to work if you can. All right, I'm done with that rant.